Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin from Florals.com and today I'm back with another layout process video. Today I'll be scrapbooking a 2-photo layout using this paper pad here. If you guys know, I've been obsessed with paper pads for so long. This one's from Recollections, the Fly Me Away collection. Really cool travel collection. It's got these pastels but also a couple bright colors that I really enjoy. And I thought it'd be fun to go through here and use some of these up. Now, if you haven't tuned into Vlogmas, you could have already seen this layout quite a bit and do a little bit of the behind the scenes on this layout, so definitely check it out. I'll have the Vlogmas playlist linked down below so you guys can learn more about the behind the scenes of starting a page and how I get to the point of being able to film a video. I also have shared my editing process and my filming process on there as well, so if you want those behind the scenes, definitely check it out. But I've pulled out a couple of these 12x12 papers and some of the scraps, and I'm going to use one of these pre-printed papers that has those weird little things in the corners that sometimes you just don't know what to do with. But I thought, since I actually have a suitcase in one of these photos, it would be a great idea to use these vintage suitcases to my benefit for this theme. Now, these photos were taken on one of my work trips. If you guys do not know, I travel about once a month for work, if not more. So it's really fun to take different photos of where I've been and all my cute travel outfits. So that's what I am doing in today's video, or in today's photos, is I have pictures of me with my suitcase and then me just in my outfit, selfie-wise, in some really good lighting. Now, I will admit that photo was taken in a bathroom. So take it as you will, but that lighting was too good not to take a photo. So I put these together and start matting them on the same patterns. Instead of doing them separately, I thought they'd fit well together and it'd fit better on this pre-printed paper I have to go with. I also decided to pull out my Tattered Rose Distress ink to use as a divider between some of these colors. Now, it doesn't show up too well on some of the brighter colors, but on like the light pink that I'll be using, it helps make it very defined, and it looks so good, and hopefully you'll be able to see that in the close-ups. Don't forget, you can also get close-up photos over on my Instagram, which is just @GrayFlorals, so you guys can get more information and see the up-close photos there as well. So here I'm going to start just putting all the layers together. Now, if you guys don't know, I like to do pretty similar paper layers. There's no rhyme or reason for the sizing of them, other than I like one paper more than the other. So I started with that mint color, then I have yellow, then I'm going for this pink that you see in the background there. So those are going to layer together very nicely. Thanks to them being in the same collection, I do have the colors pretty much already on the background paper thanks to those little pre-printed suitcases. Now, I've done a few pages now where I've shared how I use pre-printed pages on my layouts, and you guys can definitely check those out on my channel. And I've also been sharing some of those on my Patreon as well. So if you guys are interested in getting more process videos or more content from me, you can check out over there if you're interested. But I'm inking the last edge here, and I do have that one scrap at the top that says suggested itinerary that I definitely want to use. Although this isn't vacation themed and itinerary generally goes towards vacations, I think it still works really well for this. And I decided, since this globe paper is the same color, it could almost look like a layer all the way across. Now, the only place these photos will fit is up here above the suitcases, which leaves me with an awkward space beneath the suitcases here. But luckily there are cut-aparts in this set, some 3x4s, that'll work nicely in filling up that space. So I pick out this yellow one that I believe says Travelog, and that's like the who, what, when, where kind of thing. Has a little airplane on it, and then it has a little bit of gold foiling, which I really like. So I pull out a scrap of that pink number pattern, which I particularly love because it reminds me of airports. That's how they used to do the changing of train times, I believe, as well. So I think that's really cool. Very vintage feeling, even though these photos aren't necessarily that way. Although that hotel picture does look a little bit vintage because of that wallpaper on the wall. But, you know, you'll just go with the flow with your mood and feel and see how it turns out. So I have this section in the bottom left I need to build out. I need to figure out where I'm going to put my embellishments if I want any on this layout. And if you guys know me, I always embellish on layouts. There's very few times where I haven't done much embellishing, but this one's going to be one where I add a little bit here and there. And since I'm not working with a kit this month, it's fun to just use whatever the heck I want, which again doesn't happen very often. I'm usually working with a kit or for a challenge or something, so this is one of those times I get to just relax, have fun, really create something that I love, I pulled in that jelly bean soup sticker underneath my right photo, which I really love that pop of yellow again. I think it goes well with the dress in the photo and goes well with the collection, of course. So then I'm going to start building my bottom cluster. So I cut this piece down so it's a little bit taller than the Project Life card, or the pocket page card if you will. And then I'm adding a doily behind it. Now the reason I picked out this doily was mainly because it's a minty green color, it'll match. I like doilies for their vintage vibes as well as their delicacy. They add a lot to square layouts because they give an organic feel without being boxy, which I really, really appreciate. So I inked those edges as well, and then we'll start to gluing down all these pieces. Now they don't end up in the same exact spot as I had them, as nothing ever does when I tend to scrapbook. But I'm just going to add my tape adhesive and my liquid adhesive to my doily and put that into place. And then I'm going to layer my pieces together. Now, for right now, I don't really have a title. As you can see, there's not really much room for one either. So I really need to be strategic with what I'm doing and where I'm putting things on this page. So I grab a strip of washi tape, and it's a brighter pink than the rest of the pinks on this layout, but that's okay. I do have a diagonal stripe suitcase on the right, so I definitely liked how I brought another diagonal stripe piece with that washi tape. I think it helps add on a little bit of interest and helps continue that diagonal stripe pattern. Now I definitely could have matted the entire layout onto another piece of paper, perhaps a diagonal stripe, but I decided not to because this paper in particular, which it's hard to see on camera, but it actually has distressing around the outside edges in sort of a yellow taupey color, which I think gives it a nice feel. It gives it that natural vintage feel, whereas if I matted it, I'd have to cut some of that off, and then it'd look a little bit awkward because it wouldn't be there anymore because it'd only be on some of the sides. So I have not to do it. I just leave it as is, although I totally think it could have worked. Don't get me wrong, definitely could have worked. I just decided not to. Here I'm auditioning a couple more pieces. I have some stickers, I have some puffy stickers, and then I pull out my sticker book. I knew my Maggie Home sticker book might be able to pull me through the rest of this embellishing. So I ended up going with a title that says Stay True. If you guys travel a lot, you might know that it can get on your nerves, all the people around you, the people that walk slowly when you're in the rush to get somewhere. It could be people taking forever to order when you are in between flights and your layover is only so long and you need to order food before you sit on a plane for another 2 hours and starve. We all go through those moments where you need to be nice, and I always try to be nice. I'm trying to be very, very understanding when it comes to airports. I switch seats with people all the time, and I think that speaks to my personality, which I'm going to talk about on this page. In that I understand that the family who is on their way to Florida is probably on their way to Disney World, and if they didn't get seats together, well, maybe I should give up my seat so they can be together for the start of their vacation. Those kind of things I try to keep in mind at all times when I'm traveling, because I'm not in a huge rush. I just want to get where I'm going, and you know, it doesn't matter how I get there since I'm traveling alone a lot of the times, and that's all that matters. So I pulled out a bunch of stickers from that sticker book. I have a little itinerary like tag with a month, date, year in the bottom left. I have that bow that I put up near my phrase sticker, and then I have a little camera that I think is so cute. It's a little floral camera. And then I paired those pieces with some puffy stickers from Jen Hadfield, a little airplane in the bottom left, a taxi next to the camera, and then a little coffee cup next to the phrase sticker. Now, I don't drink coffee, but it's like a staple at the airport that everyone gets. Not me, but it works with the theme, I think. And then taxis, I don't necessarily take taxis. I usually Uber or Lyft, but that's okay too. It'll work. It gets the point across that it's traveling and that kind of thing, which worked really well, I think, for this particular page. Then I also added a Webster's Pages phrase sticker over top of the suitcases just to give it a little more pop of that bluey mint color. Although it's kind of over there, I just wanted a little bit more pop and to give it something that make it feel more cohesive with the rest of the layout. And I have a lot of horizontal lines across the layout, and I thought that would help add a little bit more. But that's pretty much it for this layout. I don't add enamel dots, which I definitely might later on, but my journaling will go on that adorable journaling card, and that's pretty much it for this layout. I can't believe how fast it came together. Overall, it took me a little under 30 minutes to make this. So not too bad for timing, and I really loved how many papers I got to use on this. There you can see all the layers and a little bit of the inking there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll have links to products down below in case you're interested. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!